Hi, I got mad today and I started Googling. So today I'm going to share with you some thoughts I had that I found on Google about two presidents, a current one and my favorite one. So get ready. Let's hear about President Obama. So I asked Google what was the greatest thing that President Obama was known for. And I got the Affordable Care Act, which made it illegal for companies to deny coverage to people because of pre-existing conditions, which is really beneficial because I have a lot of those, including this one that's really killing my face. It also allowed young adults to stay on their parents' insurance until they were 26 years old. In 2009, we were in a great recession. That's when President Obama first came into office. And through an economic stimulus package and job growth, we were able to get out of that, which was really, really wonderful. In 2011, he authorized the raid that led to the death of Osama bin Laden, who was one of the masterminds of 9/11, which I don't know if you're old enough to know what that was, but I know exactly where I was during 9/11. And anybody who is at least 30 should probably know, because that was just a really transformative time for all of us. In 2015, President Obama brokered the Iran nuclear deal and restored diplomatic relations with Cuba, who we had not really had deals with for about 50 years. He also helped create the Paris Climate Agreement. I asked the same question of Google for President Trump. In 2017, he signed the largest permanent corporate tax cut ever and temporarily reduced the individual income tax rates. He also deregulated finance, environmental, and energy sectors to spur economic growth, which, if you work in those sectors, groovy for you. He secured a majority of conservative judges in Supreme Court and federal judges, which, if that benefits you, that's good for you. He started a war. We're not quite out of it yet. We don't know necessarily why he started it. Not really. And we don't know when we're going to be out of it. He got rid of NAFTA, and he began the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. And we're not sure if it's working as planned. And that's about where Google stopped. Then I decided to look up our first ladies. Michelle Obama is a lawyer and an author. When she was First Lady, she used her time to focus on global advocacy for education and health. She spearheaded the Let's Move program and planted a vegetable garden on the South Lawn. She launched Reach Higher to help students pursue higher education. She also started Let Girls Learn to promote teenage girls' education, and she worked with Jill Biden to launch Joining Forces to support veterans, service members, and their families. And since the Obamas left the White House, they have both written books and continued to inspire people with their positivity. Melania Trump is the first immigrant First Lady. She speaks more than a couple languages, which is really admirable. She is a former model. She launched the Be Best awareness campaign, which focuses on child well-being and social media safety and opioid abuse. She has also worked with the Fostering the Future program. These are all wonderful things. While President Obama was in office, our government spent $30.5 trillion. When he took office, our national debt was $10.6 trillion, and we left, it was $19.9 trillion. While in office, the first time President Trump spent $7.8 trillion. And when he took office, and since he's taken office in 2025, President Trump has spent roughly $5.5 trillion. That's in just a year. So he has spent quite a bit. I couldn't find beginning numbers and ending numbers. So he's definitely spending a lot. The reason I started looking up these things is I was very angry. I was trying to avoid finding out what happened. I knew something bad had happened between Mrs. Obama and the event that happened at the White House this weekend. And I tried to avoid it. I tried to avoid it, and I tried to avoid it. And finally, somebody just finally said it. And I have to say, I really wish they hadn't taken out the vegetable garden so that they could put in a UFC fight on the South Lawn where the fighter called Mrs. Obama a man. Because it just illustrates the difference between these two presidents. One, President Obama, who inspired us to change, be the change, to learn what we wanted to see in the world and to become that, to be kind, to be helpful, to seek out ways that we could make the world a better place. And President Trump, who spews names and hatred and has parties on our dime and calls people terrible things. And as we come upon Juneteenth, which is just in a couple days, I just want to say, the reason we have Juneteenth is because one of the things that our country was founded on was to make money. Everything's about money in this country. Capitalism is king, and it always has been. You can say it was founded on religion, which is bullshit. It's not. It's always been about money. It's always been about making sure we could make a profit. And proof is that we had slaves. And so on June 18th, 1865, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, it finally had made it to everybody. Absolutely everybody. Even some of the slaves that had continued being slaves because nobody told them that they were free. And so that's why this day is so important, because we finally all knew, everybody finally all knew, that everybody was free and everybody was a full human, even if we were going to continue to treat them as less. And so everybody should be supportive of this day, because even though we still are a capitalistic society and we still all kind of need the almighty dollar and we still all work our butts off and the billionaires still have almost everything. And this holiday is because we made sure that Black people were owned and worked for nothing, and we abused them in ways that no human should ever, 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 ever have lived through. This day is important because now they knew, and now you know. And even if you're not Black, if you're a woman, or if you're disabled, or if you're gay, or if you're another shade of brown or yellow, this day should be important too, because we're all important, because we're all human, and we're all important to somebody. Somebody loves us, and we're all important, and we all need to hold each other up and take care of each other. And even if you have descendants that never owned anybody, even if you think you're not racist, it's okay. Just do your best. It's okay to look at yourself and wonder and question. Try hard. It's okay. Own yourself. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to question and make sure that you're doing it right. If somebody says that hurt my feelings, accept the fact that you hurt their feelings. Apologize. That's how you own it. That's how you own you. And even if they misunderstood you, it's okay. Own the fact that you hurt their feelings. Because we all have to live on this earth together. Just own it. I love you. Be blessed.